Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. Hope you're all doing well and enjoying your day so far. And with the Vanguard beta coming to an end just a couple of days ago, Scump had a fair few words to say on what his expectations are for this year's competitive play. Well, he's optimistic to some degree, but certainly a few things he would like to see changed. Very much intrigued your thoughts in the comment section below. Like if you guys enjoyed the video, subscribe if you're new as always, I would greatly appreciate it. Really up to the channel, thank you very much indeed for doing that. First of all, this from Anthony Methods, and he's certainly a good time between Methods and Scumbles. We'll look at it just a couple of days ago, actually last night, but this was from a couple of days ago when he tweet out the devil emoji. He's been killing it on the stream side, but we always got kind of speculating if I was Washington or if I was a team like that coming in, probably the biggest name free agent, at least from the content side. If you want to build a brand relatively quickly, Methods could be a good guy to bring into your squad, as he sits right now as kind of an unrestricted free agent over at the Toronto Ultra side. This I thought as well, just to continue. So from earlier today, we looked at the top 20 challengers players in Modern Warfare and how that went into Cold War and this season going into Call of Duty Vanguard. This I thought was kind of funny from FeLo, because of course he gets 12th on this list, but maybe could have argued that he should have been higher. I was putting some of these people in arm bars, but all good. The players ranked above you in Modern Warfare, you teamed with Standy and Royalty. The EU players you didn't play against consistently, except the Singularity players above you, Chain, aBeZy, and Insight back in, of course, the Modern Warfare days, who came over and won 3 tourneys in North America. That only leaves 2 more players, of course, including Fire 40. This one fellow as well. I was talking about this man Parasite, but him too, of course, Fire, and Parasite, of course, straight off the timeline as a result of it. This I thought was kind of funny that came out from the Call of Duty directly with regard to Crimsix. So many memes from Crimsix this past season, it's absolutely incredible. I don't know if he can possibly top the number of memes from 2021 and 2022. I'm sure he's going to give it a good go. But yeah, every single week, especially when we went back to LAN, the memes were flying off the timeline, and you just absolutely love to see it from Crimsix. This is why the guy is a dominant force on the thumbnails. This as well from Ziddy I thought was entertaining, right? Like Scump's having a nice dinner here with his girlfriend, and Ziddy comes through, absolutely says Fat Tony, gives them a couple of tequila shots. This guy's absolutely out of control. Of course, speaking of Scum, right, we looked at earlier today the kind of who lined them up better, Dashy versus accuracy type thing. Maybe Scum wasn't too happy about the fact that they did this. This is wrong, as he says right here. But of course, he's playing a lot of the Vanguard beta lately, and his impressions initially were like, wow, loved the beta, thought it was really good. That kind of like blitz game mode where there's so much chaos going on, really entertaining for public matches. That is of course very promising to see, right? Like often betas, like especially recently, they can get tiresome relatively quickly, and all of a sudden like pros don't really want to play them anymore, and the things start to go wrong, and especially because you only have a relatively small set of maps, it can be quite difficult to consistently play that for a long period of time. But Scump really seemed to enjoy it. That of course was a positive for a stream, but also I think for us as competitive Call of Duty fans, because him enjoying the game is well obviously good for content, but also good for other things, because it seems that he thinks that this could be a very good title for Call of Duty competitive, better even than Vanguard and Modern Warfare, not necessarily put together. But this is what he says: enjoyed day 1 of the Vanguard beta. Once I got the hang of things, it was pretty fun. So I'll share the clip for you guys on stream that he came up with in a YouTube video just a day or so ago, when he discusses a few different things there. So maps he thinks are relatively solid overall. He's pretty confident we can be in a decent spot with bringing back some World at War maps, but also some World War II maps, namely London Docks has been rumoured so far. Now on the weapon side, things are relatively entertaining, but definitely wants the time to kill to be lowered to some degree, and also the spawns remain a pretty big concern. But overall, he's confident in its potential for competitive play.
The weapons. The weapons were a lot of fun to use. The gunplay in this game is great. My one big quarrel with the gunplay is the time to kill needs to be just a little bit slower. It's pretty quick on every single gun. I mean, obviously, you have the STG and the bar for the ARs that were pretty much dominant, but the guns and gunplay was awesome. Again, my one big thing with that is the time to kill. I wish it was just a little bit slower. Maybe they'll tweak that, maybe they won't. But right now, it does seem a little bit fast. You put 3 bullets into someone and they drop, which I don't really agree with so much. It kind of feels like a little bit of a hardcore-y, type thing. I mean, even in like the games that we see out right now, like Warzone has a fast time to kill, I feel like. And maybe that's MW had a fast time to kill, so maybe that's what they're kind of going for. It is on the same engine, so maybe that's what we're going to see the whole year. But the gunplay itself was a lot of fun. I thought it felt really good. Spawns weren't great. I mean, it might be because there was 18 people on some small maps. But even on the bigger maps, Red Star, Gavatu, I mean, it was still very, very squad spawny, which I hope it's not like that for competitive. People would just spawn on top of you just over and over again. I felt like the spawns were probably the worst part of the game, and that's not good because spawns are a huge part of a competitive Call of Duty. I mean, even just a public match Call of Duty, spawns play a huge role. If you can't predict spawns and they're just erratic and spontaneous, it just makes things very just cluttered, and it feels like it's chaos, which again, I said that I like that about the beta, which I did. But I wish that the spawns were a little bit more refined, which hopefully they do take a look at those after the beta, because a lot of people did have issues with them. But if they're going for the MW feel, you know, that's not a good sign for spawns, because MW was squad spawns. Let's just hope. Let's hope that they fix them. Let's hope they tweak them. Let's hope they're not like that for competitive, because that would not be ideal for another year. Will it be good for comp? This will probably be the last thing that we talk about. I mean, I think it will be. I hope it will be. You know, maybe this is just me being optimistic about it and hoping that it is. But I think it will be. You know, the maps look great. As long as the spawns aren't completely f***ed, I think that this should be a good competitive game, because the maps look promising. The gunplay was great. The weapons were all fun to use. You know, they felt relatively balanced for what they are. So I don't know. I think it will be good for comp. It just depends. It's hard to say in a beta if it's going to be good for comp. You never know, man. You really don't. My opinion would sway towards it'll probably be good for competitive. I think that from what I saw, it'll be better than Modern Warfare and Cold War competitively, just from what I saw.
So the first of the two real concerns that Scump has is the time to kill in this title. I think a lot of this comes down to like the headshot multiplier, but also some of the upper body multipliers from a lot of the weaponries. I think you might be able to turn off headshot multiplier for competitive play, which might be relatively interesting to see. But it's still, time to kill generally, I think a lot of people have said feels somewhat too quick. It's more similar really to Modern Warfare. I don't think it's quite as fast as Modern Warfare technically than in terms of the numbers, but I mean it's certainly faster than Cold War, for example. So they're going for that kind of Modern Warfare feel. As Modern Warfare 2, Ghost says right here, so fast I felt the rapture was happening, because yeah, like generally the time to kill, especially compared to Cold War, feels a lot quicker. Scump is kind of hoping that, yeah, maybe 3 shots to kill is a little bit too quick, maybe 4 shots to kill. I don't really think this is something that they might change, and changing like the health and everything in the game definitely throws a spanner in the works, right? And of course, the Treyarch games has later gone for 150 health, which makes things a little bit, well, slower time to kill, right? Which I think maybe is good for competitive. It means you have to hit more shots. It means that you can be running around a corner and can actually take someone out after they get the opportunity to hit the first shot if you have nice movement. Whereas yeah, Vanguard, like, you can't really challenge anyone like that. If they're set up on the head glitch, they're probably going to take you down before you even get an opportunity to have a shot back. So yeah, time to kill definitely a bit of a concern. The other one for Scump really was the spawns, right? We've seen a lot of pros talk about this the last several days. Like as Envoy says, I'm one with the spawns, I have mastered them now. But yeah, it's not been, well, I mean, look at this, absolutely insane to be honest. It's a difficult time dealing with some of these squad spawns that you have, where one player spawns up and instead of spawning up based on the positions of the other team, they just spawn on their teammates, and all of a sudden you've got 4 guys flying through the left-hand side on rotation, as would often happen on, for example, a hack in a yard or something like that. And I mean, it's just kind of insane what type of stuff seems to happen in this game right now. I mean, look at this one way. It's just outrageous. But of course, look, in 4 versus 4 competitive, for hardpoint, for example, hopefully that will not be the case to the same degree. But it's not out of the realms of possibility that it could be, as well, Envoy is kind of discovering it right here. So of course, yeah, spawns, time to kill, those are kind of the big concerns. I thought this was kind of funny actually from Caleb Phillips that he notices, I think he's playing like a wager or something here up against Standy and co. And I mean, look at the way he dies here to Standy. Like, he just gets absolutely incinerated. Of course, we do see this in like other games as well, where people get incinerated like this. But this is kind of the thing, right, with the time to kill in Vanguard as it is right now, and maybe some of the questionable animations at times, where like he just gets completely melted in 3 bullets. From his perspective, you'll see here in a second, doesn't look too bad, to be honest. Like, it looks like he's making a reasonable play, and it looks like he's catching Standy off guard. All of a sudden, this guy's spinning around and absolutely destroying him. Like, he looks like he gets completely incinerated. But yeah, well, pretty interesting to see regardless. Just before we finish off the video, I wanted to share this really cool story that well, people have been talking about with Rambo. Of course, meant to be the coach going forward to OpTic Dallas, we would imagine. And this just kind of shows that the character of the man and what he was like when he was a player back in these days. This is from James Rand. I believe there was a comment on the video that Karma did when he kind of showed his playbook from way back in the day. It's the video's a few years old now. It's on like Modern Warfare 3 or something, Modern Warfare 2, and he's showing like the playbook that I'm pretty sure it's Modern Warfare 2, showing the playbook that he used to have. And well, this is a comment on the video, and I thought it was kind of incredible. Like, so Rambo Ray, of course, this is EGL 5 in March 2012. I don't really know why they decided to say that these events in Blackpool. It was so common back in the day for some reason to have Call of Duty events in Blackpool in the UK. There's many better places I think you could do a COD event than in Blackpool. Apologies if you guys live there. But anyway, it was the first Modern Warfare 3 event in Blackpool. I thought this was kind of entertaining, right? Because OpTic have a buy-in winners round 1. They play the winner of my team and another team called called the Seagulls, and James Ryan like accidentally kind of tells Rambo that yeah, they'll play, well, OpTic are going to play the winner of their game. So they set up for their match, and I mean, look at this. Rambo walks over, wishes me luck, then sits behind me. I take it as nothing, play out map 1. We lose a stupidly tight CTF on Dome. I look up and he's on the other side watching the other team. He must have moved to halftime. Anyway, Search comes up and he just paces around between all the other team's screens, then comes around to our side and does exactly the same. We lose 6-4, we're down to the losers bracket. Ray says GG's to everyone who played and then walks straight off. As OpTic set up to play the team that beat us, I sit near them to watch, and Ray is literally reciting the other team's playstyle and who is doing what, who's holding, who's running, etc. He's studied a team of nobodies who would never in a million years threaten them, yet he took it so seriously. That's the thing, like, OpTic was so much better, I'm sure, than a lot of these UK teams that they were going to demolish them anyway. I'm pretty sure OpTic won the CTF like 14-0 and the Search and Destroy 6-1 or 6-0, but still, Rambo clearly embedded the same mythology on everyone he has played with, and this may be a crucial factor to OpTic Dallas' success going forward. But I thought that was kind of nice. We'll finish the video there. Very much intrigued to your thoughts and all this stuff in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, I'd greatly appreciate a like on the video. Really helps out the YouTube icon to know you enjoyed this content. Other people like you may enjoy this content as well, and I've grown the competitive Call of Duty community. Thank you for watching as always. Take care, and I will see you next time.